Okay, so as far as I can tell, I'm actually recording. No tap today, so I do apologize for that. But one thing I don't apologize for is how much horrible mirth I am getting from this particular image that I have here. So I was flipping through my Twitter notifications, or more accurately, my friend Tucker Fwitt was scrolling through his and sent me this. And oh dear God, I'm so sorry. This is a tweet from Heel versus Babyface, where he's clearly having a grand time and giving young Rippa, Eric D. July, a heads up about how he doesn't have to worry about competition. In fact, it's so bad that, let me see if I can get this framed properly for you guys. I really can't. Okay, but you can see enough of the artwork here without the banner, which I'll just remove for just a moment. Where have I hidden that banner on myself? There it is. So, oh, this is not properly fitting. Okay, so there. And let me just lock that down so it doesn't move around on us. So yeah, this is the new She-Hulk. I think I speak for everybody when I say, can we have the old one back, please? Hell, even the shitty Disney series looks better than this. And, but if you're like me and you grew up in the 80s, you remember when She-Hulk was a sex bomb. Like, she was gorgeous, and she was always drawn gorgeous, even up until fairly recently. I like to watch comic storian stories when I go to sleep. And recently I found one story that they did with a She-Hulk character in it, and even Stormy, who was laying in bed with me at the time watching the screen before I shut it off to go to sleep, when she saw the artwork showing She-Hulk as this massively over-muscled masculine figure, she wondered what the hell was wrong with the people who had drawn it. I don't know what was wrong with them, but with whoever drew this, yeah, something's off. Like, this is a whole special kind of weird. And you can see Tucker had a comment to make here as well. This is pretty much my reaction as well, friend Tucker. Yeah, definitely. DC should be laughing at Marvel. Unfortunately, DC is doing just as much stupid shit these days, but what I wanted to point out, and I had suggested it to Tucker rather, maybe we should consider doing a Sultans comic line, because yeah, I'm willing to bet we could do better stories than these people, and I'm damn sure even a toddler could do better artwork, because this is just gross. That's just wrong on a number of levels. So yeah, if you guys agree that, we could all do better than this, do let me know. This will go up at 7 o'clock for a 7 o'clock short as usual. Not quite that short. I'm going to go for another minute or so. I do have to do some shilling, so I do apologize for that. But please look in the description for links to my Subscribestar, my PayPal, my merch shop. If you want to shoot me, if you're in Canada and you want to shoot me an Interact transfer, I can take those through my email address. But yeah, I mean, we need to fight this kind of just absolutely disgusting sort of display. This is nasty. Whoever the artist for this is, and I'm going to see if I can find it. We have an editor. You notice neither of the, we have a letterer and a colorist who identify themselves, but neither the writer nor the artist is actually identified. Both their names are here, so you can find out fairly easily who they are, but that's not so that you can go harass them. I don't encourage that, but it's so that you know whose work to avoid, because if neither of them is pushing to have themselves titled on the cover or first page, that's a bad sign. They're even aware, and I don't know either of their names. I barely know who Frankie Johnson is. If I recall correctly, that's a woman, though I may have that wrong. And yeah, none of these names are particularly familiar to me. And I was a big comic book fan all through, from the 70s to the mid-90s, and even a little beyond. You guys all know that I actually share a favorite character with Az. However, he likes the Az-Bats version, and I don't. I prefer the Azrael version. The original sort of Azrael version of Jean-Paul Valley. Redemption stories are good, as far as I'm concerned. And finding identity stories were kind of important to me when I was a teenager. But this, I'm going to spare you from seeing that panel again. But dear God, that was nasty. It does not reflect what She-Hulk was built to be. And as with the series making her stronger and better than Bruce, really? Oh, she can change at will. Well, at least as far as I could tell. In the comics, the original comics, and the cartoon, the old cartoon, which itself was actually pretty good, she couldn't change at all. Actually, I may have it wrong. I don't think she ever got her own cartoon. I think that was probably an episode of the Hulk cartoon. But in any case, she couldn't change at all. And it was a bit of a tortured soul sort of story for her at the time. From what I've seen of the series, that tortured soul moment is over and done in about half a second. And then she goes back to being a hoe bag. Because, as with all things feminist, if they're not failed men, they're not really trying. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me for today. I am feeling a little ill, so you may have noticed that. I'm always pale anyway, so it's not working. It's not a good indicator of my health to see that I have low color. In fact, with the sun on the side of my face and the light in front of me, I look a little washed out. A little. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you continue to do well. And as always, rise and rise again until lambs become lions. Bye-bye.